Hello Groovers, how are you? Thank you for joining me down at the field. If you have not stumbled across my videos before, I'm a middle-aged fool who's lucky enough to have inherited a field, and I've decided to spend time down here doing things. In no way am I an expert in anything, well, some rather obscure things, but nothing practical. I'm pretty much self-taught from necessity in YouTube videos. Anyway, today I am self-isolating down at the field. This is day 7 of my Omicron infection, and I thought I may as well isolate down here as much as anywhere else. Previously I've been dozing and watching YouTube. Fresh air. Anyway, yeah, a day down here. Oh, and the fresh air and the sunshine and the birds tweeting is lovely. It is the middle of March in 2022, and yeah, I'm glad I did this today. Feels good. Anyway, I thought today might be a 2-part video. We'll see how it goes. I thought one of the things that I hope to achieve is to encourage people to have a go and make things and do things with their hands. So if you're not a person who thinks of yourself as a DIY person, I want to encourage you to have a go, and I'm going to show you how to get going today with the tools that you'll need just to start. And this relates to my own journey as a DIYer. I mean, Dad showed me how to do a few things when I was a teenager, and at school I did metalwork and woodwork. It was those times, and so I picked up some basic tips there, and really I just kept going until now I can make buildings that kind of don't fall over, which is good, and yeah, I can manage a field or ish. So I'm no expert, but here is how you can get going on your DIY journey quite quickly and cheaply. So here the only tools you have to spend money on are scissors, because a good pair of scissors is remarkably useful. Anything else, buy cheap, it's fine. This craft knife is from Lidl. It cost, I don't know, it was cheap. You can spend 4 times as much, and yeah, it'll be better, but it won't make a big difference. Screwdrivers, again, this is a good one. It's got a branded name, but only because I've decided to stop buying crap tools after X years. These are called Phillips. That's a Phillips head. They've got a cross head, and you should have a couple of sizes of those so you can do change a plug and do little bits and bobs like that. Flathead, again, you might want a couple of sizes, but don't worry too much. You can pick these things up quite cheap. A measure, so you know how big the shelf is that you want to build. A hammer for nails, and this end is for pulling out nails. The nail pops in there, and then you lever it up. And a saw, so you can cut wood to the size you want it. So with this, you could repair stuff around your home, you could build a shelf, you could build some simple storage units, and all sorts of things. In fact, I have. So you start with stuff like this, and don't worry too much about buying the best at this stage. It's really useful to have some screwdrivers, pair of pliers, decent scissors, craft knife in a drawer somewhere. So that's where you'd begin. Total cost, you could probably get that lot for under £30 new. So yeah, that's where you begin. So once you've been doing DIY for a while, you might feel like an upgrade. This is an electric battery-powered drill. You don't have to buy the best. I did, because I don't want to mess about at my time in life. I just want good tools. But Lidl and Aldi and places like that do really good stuff. Don't be nervous about buying tools from Lidl. They're good. I've got myself a knife because I'm in a field, and this is really useful. You may not need one in your situation. An upgrade in pliers. Your first set of pliers are going to be cheap and cheerful and fine. Your next set might be better than that. These are nail puller outers. You kind of squeeze the nail in here and rock it out. So if you can reclaim pallet wood using that. These are garden shears, just for cutting your roses and whatnot. A chisel. Now you're getting into accurate woodwork. You want to make accurate recesses for hinges and whatnot. So that can be useful. You'll have to research how to keep these sharp. Good chisels cost a load of money. I still don't have really good chisels yet, and I don't expect to. What I'm going to do is I've got some mid-range chisels, and I'm going to focus on keeping them sharp. This is a ratchet screwdriver, which means it only allows it to turn one way, which is actually quite useful. This one comes with a way of changing the head, so you can screw in all sorts of fittings. One of those is about £8. It's an upgrade for your standard screwdrivers, and you might be ready for that sort of thing after a few years of messing around with your basic kit. These are moly grips. That's what my family calls them. And I wondered for a while why on earth they were called moly grips. What these do, they have this thing here that you can change the size to fit whatever it is, and they work as an extra set of hands too. So you can really firmly attach things, and in some conditions that may be an upgrade to a pair of pliers that you can use. Moly grips. They're called moly grips because Mole & Sons from Gwent in South Wales invented these, at least in the UK, and so they had Mole and Company written on them. Very proud product in the 1940s and 50s. So that's why they're called moly grips. At this stage you might want to do accurate woodwork, and that means having a set square so you can always get right angles right. You may also want some clamps. If you're getting into woodwork, these are extra sets of hands, and the adage on many YouTube videos that I've seen is that you can never have too many clamps. So the more you get into woodwork, the more slightly obscure kit you're going to need. Perhaps even an upgrade to your measure, your tape measure. So there you go. That would be your first. Oh, and probably some protective gloves. Certainly, if you're a DIYer and you're doing this for any length of time, you will damage your hands. And these are really thin. They cost £2 or £3. They last really well, and they protect your hands nicely. And you can still feel what you're doing as well. So all kinds of artisans and experts use these, and I'd recommend having some if you get into this to any degree at all. So that would be your first upgrade toolkit. So there it is. It's not difficult to get going. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money, and I'd recommend you have a go at building stuff, because the worst that can happen is that you've practiced and failed. And believe me, what you've learned will really benefit you. So have a look around your house and think about how you could make it a better place. What little simple thing could you do to improve your life? And have a go. If you're nervous, watch a YouTube video on it. Someone's made one. Someone who's far more experienced and better at it than me. But have a go. Just be careful about hurting yourself. Have a think about that. And, you know, give it a go. Hey, this is my blowtorch. Happens to be that brand. I don't need it. I just wanted it. But did you know you could use a blowtorch to do this? Weeding with fire. Now a weed is just a plant that you don't want where it is, right? Those are some tiny bramble plants. However, there's quite a lot of bending over. There's got to be a better way, right? Come here. Unbelievably, they let an idiot like me buy really dangerous things like a flamethrower and a chainsaw. You'd think you'd have to do some kind of test, wouldn't you? But no. They allow the great British public access to these things. Anyway, that's one way of attacking weeds. These are ragwort, second-year ragworts. And the plan is to get rid of all of these this year. Look at them, I've got an infestation. So I got rid of stacks last year. If I can get rid of these this year, then so much the better. What I did last year was pull them up as they were flowering. And that's fine. This is a bit of an experiment, to be honest, because some of them I could get now while it's early spring, and if that kills them, which I don't see why it wouldn't, then I can save my back a little bit of work later in the season. Anyway, that's one way. You don't have to have this expensive setup. This is really nice kit, actually. This is the kind of stuff used by roofers when they're putting on a bitumen roof or sealing a flat roof or something. I got myself a trolley and a big tank, which is nearly done, actually. Anyway, that's what that's about. I found previously, I brought that to have a go at the brambles, and it's only partially successful. I'm wondering if it's going to work on the little ones, which is what that test was about. Anyway, that was fun and not hard work. But I think that's probably as much as I'm going to achieve down here today. So I think I'm going to tidy up, have a bit of lunch, maybe even a nap, read, enjoy the field. And anyway, thanks for watching. Maybe you learnt a little something, I don't know. I'd like to think so. Anyway, thank you for paying attention to me. And yeah, in these uncertain times, make sure you're looking after yourself, all right? You do that. Take care now. See you next time.